My name is Ian Cassel. I'm the founder of MicroCap Club. For those of you that are new to MicroCap Club or thinking about joining our community as a member or subscriber, I wanted to give you a quick introduction to MicroCap Club, kind of explain a little bit of our background, our ethos, what makes us unique. And I also wanted to give you a tour of our forum and also the best practices to get the most out of our forum. But first, a quick minute or two on our background. I founded MicroCap Club in 2011 when I was a private full-time microcap investor. And really the goal from the beginning was try to get as many experienced, intelligent microcap investors from around the world to post their ideas in one place. And, I didn't realize how difficult that would be when I started. If you know anything about microcap investors, especially the successful ones, microcap investors are highly independently minded individuals. So to try to get all of these folks to post in one spot was like herding cats, if you will. And really, the first 2 or 3 years of MicroCap Club's existence was mainly me just talking to myself. I was probably 80% of the posts on our forum the first few years. But luckily, over time, kind of our reputation started attracting some great talent and some great microcap investors onto our community. And it probably took 5, 6, 7 years for the club to really turn into something special, but we stuck with it. And today, over a decade later, we have over 250 of the best microcap investors in the world posting on our forum, posting about their ideas, what they like and why. You can see those discussions happening. And it's just been a great networking tool as well. The biggest asset for any stock picker as they get older is really the relationships they have with other like-minded investors. And so the club really facilitates that as well. And so now looking into the club, MicroCap Club is focused on microcap companies. And so we define microcap companies as public companies with market capitalizations less than 500 million USD. When I started MicroCap Club, there were some other private communities that had 2, 3, 500 investors on them, but they were kind of more general. It was any market cap, and it was mainly a value bent to the type of style that they were looking for. With microcaps, I really wanted it just to be only microcaps, and I also wanted it to encompass all the flavors of investing. I wanted to see value investors, deep value investors, growth investors, God forbid, story stock investors, investors that focused on life science. I wanted all the flavors of investing to be represented on our community, because one of the things you learn over time is you can make money in almost any different way of investing, and there's no single right way to invest. And I wanted all those flavors of investing on MicroCap Club. We have a community now of 250 intelligent investors discussing over 1,000 global microcap companies. And, we could have 10,000 investors on our forum quite easily. But what we realized early on in the club's existence was the importance of pruning back the membership. And so every year we actually prune out as many members as we add. And over the last 7, 8 years, our membership has ranged anywhere between 220 and 300. And it's amazing how it's always stuck in that band. But usually around 250 investors on our forum is the right amount. Usually we're adding almost as many as we're pruning out. And I really believe in pruning is a big reason of our success as a community. You kind of have to prune back the limbs on the tree for that tree to grow stronger. And so we are a small but highly active community. There's 2 ways to join MicroCap Club. The first way is to become a member, and membership is free and you get in on merit. How you apply is to submit a 2 to 3 page investment thesis on your favorite microcap stock. At the end of every month, our membership votes on those thesis, on those applications. We normally have between 20 and 25 applications every month. And to get into MicroCap Club, it takes a 70% acceptance rate from the community to get in. And over the last 5 or 6 years, around 20% of those that apply for membership get in. I mean, I've seen it where some people have applied 2, 3, 4 times. They showed that perseverance, which is great to see, to get in. That shows how much they wanted to be a part of our community. And so that's the first way to be a part of our community. And that's free, and that's to get in on merit. And it just takes some effort, and it takes an acceptance of the rest of the members to let you in. The other way is, if you don't have the time or ability to become a member, is to pay the subscription. And there you're basically paying for view only access of our forum. You can't post on our forum, but you can see, you can view all the content, you can follow all our members, you can be alerted to the content, which we'll be getting into here in a little bit. And you also have access to all the events that occur on the community virtually or physically. The MicroCap Club's core features is the 250 intelligent microcap investors being able to see those conversations. If you're a member, being able to post and engage, being able to follow other members, being able to connect with members, either on our forum or through the private message system. There's around 10 ideas or more posted every single month. That's a lot of idea flow. If you like to turn over rocks, which is a term that Peter Lynch has always used, MicroCap Club is a place for you. If you like looking at a lot of ideas, MicroCap Club is the place for you. We have around 100, I would say, active discussions going on our forum. But one of the big assets of MicroCap Club over time, as it gets older and older, is that archive of conversations. We're now up to around 1,000 or just slightly over 1,000 microcap companies that have been profiled since 2011. And it's quite an asset, and there's quite a power to be able to go back and look at some of those conversations that have occurred over years. Going back and seeing what people were talking about them back then. I mean, it's a huge asset to due diligence, looking into an idea that maybe it was posted on 2, 3, 4 years ago, having that part of your due diligence process, and as well as the conversations that are happening in real time. I mean, it's just a huge asset. The ability for you to follow top members, so you can go on there, and if you can actually follow me and be alerted every time I post on something. You can follow Mike Scheller, you can follow Michael Liu, you can follow Paul Andriola, you can follow, insert any other member that is on our community. You can actually follow them and be alerted real time for when they post on anything. You can also follow companies. Maybe you're attracted into MicroCap Club because of a certain company that you knew that we were discussing. You can come onto the forum and you can follow that company thread and be alerted in real time every time somebody posts on that forum. You can also follow other topics or other forums and be alerted in real time. You can get basically notified instantly of the content you want. We have a member ranking system that we rolled out. It was probably back in 2016, and it was really a way for us to see who the best members were on our community. And it's basically a quantitative ranking of everything that they have profiled, the starting price when they profiled it, and where the stock closed at the end of last month. So it's literally kept up to date every month. You get a real-time readout on our member ranking system on who the best members were historically over time on MicroCap Club. And that's a huge resource. It's a way to kind of get more signal out of the noise. And maybe you want to go and follow those top 10 investors that are in that member ranking. It's a great way to kind of just see who the best members are. The MicroCapClub Indices was something that we rolled out back in 2016, 2017, I believe. And this is the ability, again, to see what some other smarter investors are looking at and why, and then be able to track their progress over time. And those indices are a great way to kind of cut through some of the noise as well and find some signal. The monthly digests that we produce every month, I think, are maybe the most important part of the club. So if you're a member or a subscriber, every month we post updates that showcase the updated company performance, the updated member ranking, the updated indices, and also all the new profiles from the previous month, which it's usually, like I said, 10 or more. At the end of every month, I post what those new profiles were with links to those discussions. And that's just a quick, easy, once a month way to get updated on what happened on our forum the previous month. We recently added some other new features that I'm really excited about. Just earlier this year, we started doing monthly community Zooms with members and subscribers, where we bring in members to do quick 5-minute pitches. So usually 3 to 5 of our members will pitch a stock that they recently profiled to the community on these monthly Zooms. And then we also then break out into networking and meetup groups right after that, so you can meet other members, other subscribers as part of the community. The other thing we rolled out was MicroCap business breakdowns. What I wanted to do was to bring in some high quality MicroCap businesses with their CEOs and really do deep dives into these businesses in a high quality way. Not only that is to bring in the MicroCap member, the investor that knows that business best to help lead that discussion. And so we just started rolling that out as well in the last few months. We just rolled out a special situations forum. We have some of the best special situations investors probably on the planet on our forum. And we finally rolled out a forum just for them, those folks that are looking at special situations, that are turning over those rocks. And that forum is now up and running. I think that's going to be a huge resource as well. And we're also going to be rolling out a couple new features here in the next 12 months that I think will add more value to our forum. So the club, it started over a decade ago. And it's amazing how far we've come, and we're not done yet. We're just getting started. We also have our annual event called the MicroCap Leadership Summit. And I'm slightly biased, but I believe it's the best event in MicroCap. It is exclusive to our community, so only members and subscribers can participate in the event. And what I try to do is try to find the best speakers I can find to come to the event and help educate, inspire the folks that attend this event. And we've had some amazing speakers, from Morgan Housel to Brent Beshore to William Thorndike to many others. And it's really a great event, and it's community driven. What we also do is we invite some of our better investors, some of our better members, to invite a MicroCap management team to come, and then they will highlight that company and that management team in front of the audience as well. And so you have the best investors on the planet then bringing their best management teams. It's just a great event. And it's also very focused. There's only usually around 100, 150 attendees of this event. There is a high signal, low noise event. We don't have sponsors. There's no issuers that pay us. This is truly an event that is for the people sitting in the seats, which is you, the members, and the community. And it's also just a lot of fun. I mean, this is over 2 days. We don't try to slam pack the schedule very tight. We actually try to loosen it up so you can have plenty of time to network with other investors at this event as well. Before we get into our tour, I thought I'd just mention this video that we recently did. And this is a beginner's guide to researching microcap stocks. If you're new to microcap investing, I think that this video is probably one of the best things that you can watch. It's an hour-long presentation that me and Michael Liu did not too long ago that kind of gives a new investor the proper framework and how to research a microcap stock. And again, this is just going to be a starting point for you. But for those of you that are new to microcap investing, you definitely want to watch the beginner's guide to researching microcap stocks. Well, I'm excited to get going and show you Club Forum and the community. So let's get started on the tour. We're logged into the forum, and you're going to see the administrator view. So this is literally what I see, which is the most of what anybody sees. But it may be a good place to start. We'll go from top to bottom on the forum in about 5 minutes. At the very top, you can see if you're logged into the forum, you'll see whatever picture you have for your thumbnail. Here, it's obviously me. You click on the name. You can see here that I'm referred to as Grandmaster. I remember I tried to ask my wife, Amanda, to call me that. I slept on the couch for a month. But this is a good place to go once you're new to the forum. You log in, you click on your profile. And when you view anybody else's profile, you see a lot of information here. And what I would encourage people to do if you're new is to fill in your profile, the About Me section. There's a lot of folks, a lot of members, a lot of people in the community that view profiles of the other members. So fill in that information. And when you view somebody's profile as well, you get to see all of their posting history. And that's another nice thing you can do when you're looking at somebody's profile. Since I'm viewing my own profile, if I was viewing anybody else's profile, I could also elect to follow them right here in their profile and then be alerted to every time they would post on anything. So going back to the forum, on the right side, you'll see upcoming events. And this is where we obviously post the upcoming events that we have. I mentioned the MicroCap Club community Zooms that we do every month. And our next one's coming up in a few days. And also the Leadership Summit is here. We'll also be posting our next MicroCap business breakdowns and its upcoming events. And this is just a place where you can go. It's always going to be on the right side. You don't have to remember anything. It'll always be posting our events right here so you know when the next one is. Scrolling down on the right side of the sidebar, our member performance ranking, I mentioned this earlier. This is our top 10 list our top 10 member list in regards to our member performance ranking. You can see Paul Andriola, Connor Haley, Mike Schellinger, myself, and several others. And if you want to get a complete listing of that member ranking, you can click for the entire results and really drill down on the complete listing there. Below that is our MicroCapClub Indices, which I mentioned in the introduction as well. And here you can see the MicroCapClub Active Index and the MicroCapClub Passive Index. And if you were to click on any of these areas, this will give you the constituents, the companies that are actually in each index. And you can see the year-to-date results and the since inception results there for these indices. Below that is our top company performers. And on the left side is the top company performers for April. And so you can kind of get a flavor on what was moving in the previous month. And it's a great way to see what's moving, maybe drill down into why those companies were moving the previous month, and then the all-time performance list on the right side. And if you want a full list of the top company performers, you can click this button here, and it gives you literally all 900 companies. We post 3 different PDF spreadsheets in chronological order and alphabetical order. You can see them any way you want. You can drill down on all 900 plus companies that have been profiled in the club, and you can even see it based on PE, on market cap, on any of those dynamics as well. Below that, on the right sidebar, is the recent replies, and you can also look at the recent topics that were posted. But here's the recent replies to get an idea of the recent activity. Here's the reputation standings. This is literally a cumulative score of how many likes you've accumulated for the week. And then month, year, you can toggle across those and see what that looks like. And you can also follow members based on that. And then recent achievements that the message board software provides people for posting. Another interesting spot is actually our leaderboard. I don't really look at the actual leaderboard that much, but below that is popular content. And so this is a good way to get a gauge on what is some of the most engaged with content in the last 30 days. So here I just posted our beginner's guide to researching microcap stocks. It got 30 likes, and so it's at the top of this list. And this is a rolling 30-day look at what the most popular content has been on the club for the previous 30 days. Now, scrolling down through the center of the forum, you can see here's a member section. There's sometimes some communications we just want to send directly to members. And likewise, in the subscriber section, there's some communications we just want to send to our subscribers. Looking back at the member section, I mentioned the monthly updates that we post. And this is where they can be found. If we look at May 2023, this gives you an idea of what that looks like when I post them. Usually I write a little bit of something to start it off, and then I literally just provide the performance update on the indices, the company performance, the member ranking, and then here's a list of all the new profiles that were profiled during the month of April, all the special situations profiles, any blog posts, educational content, business breakdowns, we'll put below that. So this is just a great once a month way to get fully updated on what occurred on MicroCap Club during the previous month in these monthly updates. Here's our application section. I mentioned that we get, usually between 15 and 25 applications a month. This is the application section. If you're interested in applying, you'll see this, and this is where you'll post your application. And here you'll see the list of all of the applications that are set up for this month already. Under the member and subscriber sections of the forum is some general discussion. Here we have the company performance that I mentioned. So we can literally go to where I post the company performance every month, the updated performance tables. Also, since the club was started, I believe we're up to 151 companies that have been acquired, which is an incredible amount of companies that have been acquired that were profiled in our club. Then also the member ranking, a breakdown of that as well. Also, there's sections for our MicroCapClub Indices, which you can view the constituents, the companies that are actually in those by clicking on there. You have general topics, talking about great companies, talking about great leaders, talking about great investors, talking about investing strategies, a question and answer section, a happy hour section. Here we talk about some MicroCap conferences that are coming up, including our own, some other investing resources. We have a job postings section. We have an incredible amount of talent. Some of our younger members, they're insanely talented. And just having the ability to actually advertise positions to them, I think, is really smart. So if you're interested in an intern or a position, we post positions here as well. MicroCap Club community events. This is where we post the monthly Zooms. And also the MicroCap Club business breakdowns, which we literally just started. Underneath that is the public company discussion. And this is where most of the activity happens. And the public company discussions are broken down by sector. And we most recently, probably in the last few years, we started the European and Australian Traded Companies Forum. And that is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we get more and more members and community members from outside the United States and Canada. And here's our new special situations forum as well that I mentioned. Finally launched this a couple of months ago. It's already starting to be populated with some ideas. We have some of the best special situations investors on the planet on here, so it made sense to provide them a forum to post those ideas. And then also when a company is acquired, we move it down into the merger and acquisition section. And so that gives you a good overview of the forum. And now I will get into the best practices and how to get the signal out of the noise that can occur on the forum. We have over 250 of the best microcap investors on the planet on our MicroCap Club forum discussing their best ideas and collaborating and discussing due diligence and networking. It's a very active community, and it can be intimidating for a first-time user coming onto the forum, whether you're a member or a subscriber. And so I thought I would create a quick video to give you best practices to get the best signal out of the forum. And I think a good place to start is to tell you exactly what you're getting when you become a new member or subscriber of our forum. As a new member or new subscriber, you're going to immediately get notified of every new company that's profiled on our forum by our member. So you'll receive that in your email immediately. And if you aren't receiving those, I would check your spam box. You're also going to be getting a notification every time a new idea is posted in the special situations forum. And you're also going to be getting a notification in real time every time a trade is made in the MicroCap Club Active Index and MicroCap Club Passive Index. So those are the notifications you're going to be getting in real time as soon as you become a member or subscriber. Now, I find that members and subscribers join MicroCap Club for different reasons. For example, a subscriber might join because they see some really high quality investors that they know or follow on social media or elsewhere, and they see that they're a part of MicroCap Club. And so they might join MicroCap Club so that they can see what those discussions are from these investors and to follow certain members. And so, for example, you might go down and you want to follow Mike Schellinger, who is Mike DD King on here. You click Mike DD King. And in his profile, see, I'm already following Mike, but right here, you would just click follow member. And from that point forward, every time Mike DD King posts, you'll receive a notification in real time of whatever it is, wherever it is on our forum. So that's a great way to follow some members that you want to follow. Another reason why somebody would subscribe or become a member is because they know about a company or two companies or five companies that are being readily discussed that they're already interested in. So let's just say that you're interested in Sonera MedTech as an example. So you would go up to the search bar. Let's put the symbol in SMTI. This brings up the Sonera MedTech forum. Now, I'm already following this forum, but if I wasn't, at the very top of the forum, you would click follow. And then from that point forward, every time anyone posts in the Sonera MedTech forum, you're alerted in real time to that message. And so there might be 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 companies that you want to follow right out of the gate as a subscriber or a member, and you can get those notifications in real time as well. There might be other topics that you might be interested in being alerted to whenever somebody posts in an area. It might be somewhere in investing strategies or sector trends or the question and answer area. All these areas you can subscribe to those forums to receive real-time notifications. And it's a great way to capture more signal on the club. Another area that I'd like to highlight is in the monthly updates. I mentioned this in our tour, but I'd like to mention it again. These monthly updates are really important because it gives you just a quick overview of what occurred the previous month. You might not have time to log in every day and view all this content. Well, these monthly updates are a great way to just check in once a month, view some of the new ideas, view some of the indices performance, see what the activity has been in the indices. You might want to go and view company performance, view all 900 of companies, see what companies have been moving, what companies aren't moving, look at the member ranking, pull up some of the new companies that were profiled, see if you're interested in any of them, view the special situations, see any of the other content that we may have published during the month that you might be interested in. These monthly updates, I think, are a great way for those of you that, can't log in every single day, but you can log in maybe once, twice, 3 times a month. This is just a quick and easy way to get all the information on the new ideas and all the updates of what occurred during the month in one spot. Another great way to get to see information is if you click the activity header up top. This gives you all the activity in our forum in chronological order. The great thing about this too is you can filter this up top for all the unread content. Let's say you do want to read most of the content in the club. You can just filter it for unread content. You can also create your own activity stream to only showcase the content that you follow. All those companies that you might be following now, or all those topics or threads or people. You can set it up to where you're only seeing that content in your activity stream. And that's a powerful way to keep updated on the forum on what you want to follow. In the leaderboard, I mentioned this in the tour. I think it's also good to look at what the popular content is to see what you may have missed over the previous 30 days. This gives you a highlight of all the most popular content in the last 30 days. So I think between the notifications you're already receiving on all the new profiles that are profiled in real time, you're getting all the new special situations ideas being sent to you in real time in your notifications. You're getting all the trades from the MicroCapClub Indices in real time sent to you. You can follow whatever members you want to follow, right here. You can follow whatever companies you want to follow. You can follow any other topics that you would like to follow. You can go on and view the MicroCapClub Indices to view what activity is there. You can view the MicroCapClub performance tables, the member rankings, the newest ideas in our monthly updates. Between all of those things, I think you'll be able to create a lot of signal from our forum that will be tailored right to you. And you can have it set up right in your activity feed to where you can just see it all right there every day and come back to it and see just the information that you want to see. MicroCap Club, I think, is the most powerful resource to a microcap investor. I mean, it's 10 times more powerful than any type of guru service or recommendation engine. I mean, you literally get to see what the best microcap investors in the world are talking about and why. And I hope I've been able to showcase some ways that you can kind of cut down on some of the noise and create a strong signal that is meant for you. Thank you.